Heyo, it's OMNIDOG here, OMNIDOG's Vault, to give you a overview and review of Suicide Squad, the New 52 Omnibus. I felt like I had gotten enough inquiries as to whether this was worth a buy, whether it was good at all, that I decided to read it this morning. It took me about 4 hours to read the whole thing. And I will tell you exactly what my thoughts are as we page through it. This book came to me courtesy of Organic Price Books. Thank you very much. $2 off with code OMNIDOG. Big savings, 5% off, shipping 4 more books together with code OMNIDOG SET. So let's go with checking this out. Front cover. Harley Quinn, who's featured a lot in this book, and that is by design, I can tell you that. Here is well, that's kind of a dumb statement. Of course it's by design. And here's the back cover, $100, which is a pretty good price nowadays. The $100 omnibus is getting harder and harder to find. Let's take a look at the binding, and as you can see, it's glued there, but I think that's fine when it's done professionally and it's done well. You can see the page blocks, there's nothing loose, it's not any kind of problem at all, so I wouldn't worry about it. I'm certainly not going to worry about it. I read it and everything looks fine. This is what it looks like after one read, and I'm definitely keeping it, so it'll get read multiple times. And let's see what it looks like without the dust jacket. That's really cool. Yeah, in this lineup are Harley Quinn, Killer Shark, Deadshot, Black Spider, and El Diablo. And they get a unknown soldier gets thrown in there, and when we get towards the back of the book, I feel like there's another, I feel like for some reason there's somebody else, but I'm not remembering it. Unknown soldier, and we'll figure it out. So here we go. Here are the artisan, the writers, the creators of this book, and it's interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot. James Gordon Jr. is part of this book. Black Man is barely a part of this book. I don't know what's going on there. But Adam Glass writes about 2/3 of this book. And then Matt Kint takes over. A little bit by Alice Cott. And a couple issues are by Jim Zub. We'll get to those. Really nice table of contents. You don't need to know the creators here because they are included on every issue. Right there, somewhere in there. And there's always covers breaking things up. There's all, which I love. There's covers for each issue, separating everything. So it's really, really great. So Harley Quinn, you're going to have to suspend your disbelief even further at this point, because New 52 and Rebirth, and just in general, not only does she have her own series, Harley Quinn, at this point in the New 52, she was the owner of an apartment building in Coney Island, and simultaneously she was locked up in Belle Reve prison penitentiary. And they have, so she's somehow leading a double life there. So just accept it. That's comic books, and that's the way it goes. She's extremely murdery and violent in this book, as there is a lot of violence. They definitely take their target and assignment seriously. They, in case you didn't know, Suicide Squad under Amanda Waller, they at Belle Reve, where the worst prisoners are taken. They take, in this case, like 5 of them. They insert little nano bombs in their neck, and they have to go do what Amanda Waller tells them to do, or in exchange for years getting taken off their sentence. And if they don't comply, then she pulls the trigger. And so, see, here's a cover, which is great. I found the first 2/3 of this book written by, is it Adam Glass? No, I'm flaking now. Adam Glass, yeah. To be pretty enjoyable. I had forgotten that this book was actually really enjoyable. I had forgotten all about that. And in this case, their first assignment is to drop into the Superdome and stop a technovirus from spreading, which means they had to, it's zombies, so they had to kill like a lot of people there's Voltaic. He is on and off the team at certain parts. He creates electricity. So yeah, they're trying to keep the virus from spreading. So a lot of violence and a lot of death. And Harley is used. I think Harley's written pretty decently in this book. She's, especially in the last third of this book, that's really where I think this book really takes off. But yeah, she's, over-sexualized and ditzy, but she gets some good one-liners off, and with a reasonable working relationship with Deadshot and the others. I didn't mean for this to be a Harley Quinn review, but she is in this, and I think Adam Glass and the writers have a good voice for all the characters. El Diablo is he's hard to see. He's got this red on black when he talks here, so it's a little tough to read it, but he has undergone a change from evil to a wanting penance with God, and so he has been trying not to hurt or kill anybody, but in this case he's on the Suicide Squad, so he has to. And there's also Yo-Yo, who's a skinny guy who can get really skinny or get really blown up big, like Bouncing Boy. Here's El Diablo. Now, since we have a big dose of Harley, we get a big dose of the Joker, because at this point in her life, she still has a crush on her Puddin', and they tell her origin story about 3 different ways, but she's trying to break free of him, but he does show up a lot. And I think they get his voice right. They get the voice for Deadshot really well. Savant's on the team for about 2 seconds. They get the writers get the voice for Amanda Waller really good. And this is the part from Detective Comics #1, New 52, where Joker carves off his face, and it was in Gotham City Police headquarters, which was icky, but okay. The first, as I said, Abnett and Lanning wrote some of this too. As I said, it's very bloody, very violent. But one thing is the issues. Most of them ended with a cliffhanger, or like you have to find out. In order to find out how it gets resolved, you have to read the next issue. Well, I found myself really paging through this to find out what happens in the next issue, which I think is a good sign. I think a comic that moves along quickly like that and leaves you wanting more of it and gets you to turn the pages, that's a good sign. So I found the first 2/3 to be very satisfactory. I think everybody who decides they're interested in this book will be reasonably happy with the first 2/3, and then the last third of the book, where Matt Kindt takes over, is awesome. So they deal with a lot of villains that I've never heard of before. And Killer Shark actually ends up finding his father in this book, which, if you remember from various cartoons and books, he's calling his mom, looking for his dad. So see, yeah, you get stuck with a lot of Joker, but it's all right. I mean, that's part of the deal. Because she is a centerpiece of this. So let's go to... this much of the book is Adam Glass, and it's pretty good. I really enjoyed it. I found myself paging through it, wanting to find out what happened in the next. The adventures they go on are interesting. They always get into scrapes, and they got to figure out how to get out of them. But I think this thing goes a little bit next level with Matt Kindt taking over the writing in this part. Alice Cott and then Matt Kindt. That's where it really gets going and is really interesting and really just kind of exciting. Okay, there's Unknown Soldier, King Shark, Cheetah is in it for a little bit, Voltaic still in it. And here's how I figured out that we were in for a treat. They're playing Scrabble, and there's the sound effect. Crunk. With the Scrabble tiles. That's pretty inventive, and I knew that that was a good sign because it really revs up now, gets it gets into the psychology. James Gordon Jr. Is hired by Amanda Waller to be kind of an analyst, and he develops a crush on her. And as you may or may not know, James Gordon is a psychopathic killer on his own. So he's an interesting wrinkle. And Alice Cott writes really well. These stories are all very interesting. Here it is, taking place in Las Vegas. And we've got Amanda talking to James Gordon Jr. back at headquarters. So you know that she's... I don't know what drives Amanda Waller to have James Gordon Jr. there with her, but I think it's really kind of brilliant to have him drawn into this. It's really well done to have that psychopath in it. They have to deal with many, many overpowered, crazy, various supervillains. They she if anything, this is like some of the most murdery I've seen Harley in comics. So these ones by Alice Cott, I have no idea if I'm saying his name right. I apologize. But they're well written. And then you'll get backstory issues. Here's Amanda Waller's by Jim Zub. It's really good. Gives you a backstory on her. We get a backstory on Harley issue. We get a backstory on Deadshot issue. So these are good. These are really good. The one on Amanda Waller in particular, this one by Jim Zub, is excellent. Okay, Matt Kindt really takes this next level to the point where he's got all kinds of interesting psychological, in-depth workings of their minds, the minds of all these various people, and it gets really, really interesting. I found it. Well, there's James Gordon Jr. going all murdery himself, but the Thinker's main character in this third of the book. And they are sent to retrieve something. This is all during, this is an important thing to note. This is all during, this Matt Kindt part is all during the New 52 Justice League part, where the crime syndicate has taken over Earth. And so there's very few superheroes left. Steel is one of them, and they end up facing off Steel, Power Girl. They are both sent to retrieve OMAC, who the Thinker is trying to inhabit his body. There's already there's already a mind in there, and the Thinker wants to take control of OMAC because OMAC cannot be defeated at all, barely. So you've got a couple of superheroes that are still on the board, and they do a good job of telling you who everybody is, so you never lose your place, and telling you what, Captain Boomerang's on the team here and there. So you've got Steel, Power Girl, Warrant, Unknown Soldier is on their team for the time being. Captain Boomerang, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and then they want OMAC. And this is where King Shark meets his father, who is inhabiting a level all of his own in Belle Reve. And it's not very touching when they finally meet because he wants to eat him. I love the fact that they keep you updated on who everybody is so you don't get lost. James Gordon Jr. is a great addition. These were really in-depth. They go in-depth to the backstory and what's going on in the mind of some of these people, including some of the superheroes. And here's one on Captain Boomerang. So Matt Kindt's writing is so good in the last part of this book. It takes you places you weren't expecting, with behavior that's consistent with them, with the characters, but you weren't expecting. There's all kinds of twists and turns. You know, they are criminals, so there are going to be people doing, you know, underhanded things, flip-flopping, changing sides, doing their best to just not get killed and be selfish, you know. So it's really good. I enjoyed this book a lot. And the bonus material, yeah, here's another, here's another, I think this is by Connor and Palmiotti. Yeah, this is Secret Origins Harley Quinn, which was actually pretty funny. Bonus material, got Jim Lee doing some character design. You've got a lot of character designs back here. And cover pages, cover roughs, sketches. I always find this kind of thing interesting. So yeah, there's a lot of bonus material. So yeah, I give this book, I give this book 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I really had fun with it. I found it to be a page turner. It's not going to be book of the year, but as far as New 52 books that have come out, I think it's the strongest one until stuff like Red Lanterns comes out. I found this to be really highly enjoyable and worth a purchase, or at least a borrow from your hoopla or from your library. It all, even though the writers change, you can't really tell. They keep it flowing really nicely. And the art is always quite good throughout the whole thing. I will say it's super violent. So keep that in mind and nobody is safe as far as civilian types go. It's super violent. Yeah. So just beware of that. Okay, peace and love. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I hope I gave you some insight into this book and why I thought it was worth a read. And let's see, remember I have a Discord. I sometimes go to Instagram and Blue Sky. I need to do better at that. And I appreciate your watching. Peace and love, peace and love. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I'm on the air or a new video drops. And feel free to leave a comment. Peace and love, peace and love. Thank you all.